Hi everybody, Forata Live here with another Keyforge video. Mass Mutation is out. It's super exciting looking at new cards and new decks. In this video I'm going to be going through one of the new decks that I've got for Mass Mutation, taking you through all the cards, talking about the deck, giving it a bit of a review so you can see what it's like. So this is the next deck we're going to be looking at. It's another Mass Mutation deck. It's Gentleman Omni-Titan, the Twisted Hijacker. Bit of an odd name there. It's Sanctum Saurian Untamed. And it's got a few interesting cards here. Not too many blue cards there, so not too many enhancements going on, but some things immediately standing out. It's an Angry Mob deck in Sanctum. It's got Purifier of Souls. That's a great card. It's got Crystal Surge and Nerotaurus. So Nerotaurus is a great card. Really pleased to see that in a deck. That gives you some real control over what your opponent can do. Untamed. It's got a Keyfrog. Rapid Evolution, Fangtooth Cavern, so Growth Surge. Okay, so need to look through these cards. Not familiar with all of them, but this is looking like an okay deck. This is looking like a pretty interesting spread of cards. Let's crack it open. You can see it's still sealed, so let's crack it open and see what we've got. So just unwrapping it off camera. And let's kick on with Untamed. So starting off with Sacro Beast. This is one of those mutant mashup creatures in Untamed. Its Sacro is the Sanctum effect, so you can see it's got a fair bit of power and armor. Skirmish is the Beast effect from Untamed. So actually that's quite a good one. I like that. 5 power, 2 armor and Skirmish. So that's going to be hard to get off the board, and you're going to be able to do 5 damage and take out your opponent's key creatures. So actually I like that. World Spirit, a reprint Amber Pip upgrade. This creature gained Recapture 1. Growth Surge, another Amber Pip action. Play, give a flank creature 3+1 power counters, give its neighbour 2+1 power counters, give the second creature's other neighbour a +1 power counter. So that could be handy, and particularly because I've got this artifact in here, Fangtooth Cavern. You've seen it before. At the end of your turn, destroy the least powerful creature. So you're going to make sure you really want to give some power boost to your creatures. And this is going to help as well. Rapid Evolution, another action, gains you an Amber Pip. Play, choose a creature, give it a +1 power counter for each Amber you have. So that could be huge. Pismire, this is a mutant. While there are more friendly mutant creatures than enemy mutant creatures, your opponent keys cost +2. So just need to see how many mutants we've got in this deck, but I think we've got a few, so that could be nice. Niffleape, that Niffleape's got a damage enhancement on it. This one's just the standard one, so we've seen them before. Keyfrog, so this is a really interesting card. Got a Capture Pip here. Keyfrog has the destroyed effect, forge a key at current cost. So you need to work out how to use that in this deck. You need some way to kind of destroy it when you want. Interesting key cheat. And it's going to need a bit of play to get the most out of it, and whether you can trigger it perhaps on the turn you play it and those sorts of things. But good to see that in there. Interested to play around that. Next up, Fandangles. This is a mutant witch. While you have 4 or more, actually I've got 2 of them, and this one's got a damage pip on it. So while you have 4 or more amber, your non-untamed creatures enter play ready. So that is a potentially powerful effect if you're finishing an untamed turn on 4 or more amber. And Cephaloist, 4 power. While you have 4 or more amber, your amber cannot be stolen. So there's definitely some benefits in this deck if you're finishing up with 4 or more amber. Yeah, quite liking that Untamed. That's not too bad actually. I quite like that. And yeah, Sacro Beast, the Fangtooth Cavern always makes your opponents have to think. So probably going to want to see how that plays out in game. Let's look at the Saurians now in this deck. So I've got a Xenosaurus. 5 power. It's got a capture enhancement. Play, you may exalt Xenosaurus if you do deal 3 damage to a creature. So that's the Saurus part. Fight, this is the Xeno, the Star Alliance part. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Put 1 into your hand and 1 onto the bottom of your deck. Given it's 5 power, I'm probably going to get that off a few times. Sacrosaurus, another big creature now. So good to see with the Fangtooth, these powerful creatures coming through. You may exalt Sacrosaurus if you do deal 3 damage to a creature. Now this is the big one. This is one of those cards I've really been looking forward to seeing in a deck. Neotaurus, 6 power, fight effect, enemy creatures cannot reap during opponent's next turn. Reap effect, enemy creatures cannot fight during your opponent's next turn. So depending on what you're facing, if you fight or reap with Neotaurus, you can choose what your opponent cannot do, and you can do that turn after turn. Great effect. Crystal Surge, exalt each mutant creature. Again, kind of dependent on the board state and the deck. You get an amber for playing it. Either that's putting amber on your opponent for you to capture, or it might be putting it on yours. Hedonistic Intent, more exalting. So this is gets you an amber pip, exalt each flank creature. Then you've got a Theros Centurion, great card to see reprinted, 6 power, 1 armor, play, fight, capture 1. Now I've got a couple of Sagittarius Gaze. They've put damage enhancements into the deck that come with an amber pip. They're in action, play exalted damaged creature. So I guess that's kind of putting amber on your opponent, ideally, and then killing it off. Curse of Vanity, exalt a friendly creature and enemy creature, gets you an amber pip. There's another one of those. There's a lot of exalting going on in this deck in Saurians. And good to see this then, a Consul Primus, move 1 amber from a creature to another creature, so it lets you move that amber around. And a Shrix, Citizen Shrix, play, reap, exalt, Citizen Shrix, steal 1, so that's good to see as well. So Saurian lineup there looking pretty tasty too, can't complain too much about that. Now let's look at Sanctum, and this is a really great card. This is one super excited when I saw this being revealed before the release, when people started leaking some of the cards. 5 power, 2 armor, destroyed effects cannot trigger. So that's symmetrical, your destroyed effects, but you know, this tends to have a lot of beneficial destroyed effects. Obviously I've got the Key Frog in here, but I'm not seeing a huge amount of destroyed effects that I necessarily want to trigger, so this is going to be helpful in probably disrupting my opponent's play more than mine. Next up, Honourable Claim. It's an action. It's got an amber pip and a capture enhancement here. Each friendly night creature captures 1. Just kind of flicking through quickly. Not sure I've got too many night creatures in here, so yeah, Purify of Souls as a priest. I think I've only got a couple, so not going to get too much use out of that. Radiant Truth, amber pip, action, play, stun each enemy creature not on a flank. Gorm of Om artifact, Omni destroy, Gorm of Om destroy an artifact, so that's some good artifact control. Baldric the Bold, 4 power, 2 armor. So this is one of the knights. Before fight, if the creature Baldric the Bold fights is the most powerful enemy creature, gain 2. Then I've got 3 Angry Mobs. Not sure if these are really great cards or not. Yet they come in sets. They allow you to cycle your deck, that's for sure, because they've got this before fight effect. You may discard cards from the top of your deck until you discard an Angry Mob or run out of cards. If you discard an Angry Mob this way, put it into your hand. Seeker of Truth, 3 power, 1 armor. You may fight with a friendly non-sanctum creature as a fight effect. So if that gets a fight away and survives, you can use someone else off house. So that's pretty handy. Now I've got a General Salvador, 4 power, 2 armor. Put some capture enhancement into your deck. So that's the main benefit there. Next action, Fangs of Giselheart. Comes with an amber pip. Play, purge the most powerful creature. So I've got kind of Fangtooth Cavern looking at the weekend, and Fangs of Giselheart. Now, there's a fair few 6 power creatures and the like in here, so maybe actually going to just be a discard if that purge is going to get rid of my best creature. And Commandeer, which is a nice action, play for the remainder of the turn. After you play another card, a friendly creature captures 1. So that's pretty good in terms of getting some extra capture away if you can play 2, 3, 4 cards in a turn after this. So that's potentially getting you a fair bit of capture. So let's just have a look again at that deck list. I'm kind of quite liking this. So Gentleman Omni Titan, the Twisted Hijacker. It's got a few things going for it, that's for sure, and definitely liking things like the Neotaurus. Amber control, not a huge amount. You got, you know, a fair bit of capture, Commandeer. You got the General Salvador putting those capture pips in, Theros Centurion. Citizen Shrix for some steal. Honourable Claim's not going to do much. Neotaurus is quite disruptive, so that's good in terms of controlling things off your opponent. Quite a bit of amber on the cards though. I noticed that going through. A lot of creatures, 21 creatures, and probably the Angry Mobs helping there, but Lots of creatures, 12 actions, not many actions, so above average definitely on the creatures, slightly below average on the actions. You've got the 2 artifacts, Gorm of Armen, Fangtooth Cavern, and just the 1 upgrade. You've got your Key Frog key cheat. So yeah, a few ways to trigger that. I mean, if you're going to play Key Frog, you can play Key Frog, and then at the end of your turn, if you've got Fangtooth out, it's probably going to go. So that's a way to trigger it. So that's a potential way to get 2 keys in a single turn. Not a huge amount of burst though in Untamed, so it's not like you're going to suddenly get loads of amber that your opponent's not going to see coming, so that's going to be interesting. But I think the Nerotaurus is strong in the Saurians. Yeah, Sanctum looking a bit weak, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how this deck's going to play. I think I need to give it a go. It's certainly got plenty of amber on the cards. It doesn't look like a super fast deck. It doesn't look like it can really burst. It doesn't look like it's got huge amounts of amber control. It's sort of okay. I think it's going to be one of those sort of okay decks. But it's nice to get Nerotaurus. Nice to see some of the rarer cards, Purifier of Souls. So it can probably stand its own in a sealed or a fairly casual match. I don't think it's going to be a world beater, that's for sure, but a really nice deck. So that was Gentleman Omnititan, the Twisted Hijacker. Great to see that.